Broncos country, what's going on? Hope you guys are enjoying the fact that we're back. We got OTAs going on, but I'm here to give you three moves. Oh man, I still have my old background set on. Let me replace that really quick. Three moves for our Denver Broncos to make to catapult themselves into the Super Bowl contention window. We're gonna get into it. So y'all join the show in the chat, like, subscribe, all of that. But let's go ahead and get started. So here's the deal. We got Evan Ingram as our joker. But how about we bring in a new tight end that mossed our corners? It was probably Riley Moss, honestly, in week 2 of last year. With this team possibly looking to bring in Jonnu Smith, people talk about Pat Freiermuth being on the block. Now he's too good to trade. How about you keep Pat Freiermuth, you bring in Jonnu Smith, and you trade us. What's up, Kodiak? You trade us freaking Darnell Washington, man. I can't quit Darnell Washington. I love Darnell Washington, guys. 6'7". They say he's 6'6" right here, but other sites say he's 6'7". How about we have 2 6'7" tight ends, being Darnell Washington and Caleb Lohner? Good luck. Good luck being able to guard us in the red zone, right? When we got these two guys. But man, Darnell Washington, he's not being utilized correctly out there in Pittsburgh. It doesn't help when you just have no quarterbacks worth anything out there. But you can see, I mean, he caught that 5-yard touchdown pass. I think that was on Riley Moss, and made him just look like a leprechaun out there. Because he's just a large human being. He was utilized more at Georgia, I thought, in the passing game than what he's been utilized as a third-round pick with the Pittsburgh Steelers just a few years ago. 94th selection overall, coming out of Georgia. 6'6", tight end that can block, guys. He's almost 270 pounds. So he's a guy that you don't bring in to be your joker. No, you bring in Darnell Washington to block and to be a red zone threat, to be a better version of Adam Troutman, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Imagine Cortland Sutton, freaking Caleb Lohner, Darnell Washington, all of our tall guys out there. Evan Ingram, try defending all those guys in the red zone. A.T. Perry, that's right. I'm going to name drop them. You can't do it. You can't guard all of our guys. So let's call up Mike Tomlin, the Pittsburgh Steelers, whoever their shitty GM is, and say, hey, we want your backup tight end. We can do more with him than you can. How about that? How about that? Washington can't move, sadly. Respect my coast coming in here, just dropping milk on my whole stream, man. Nah, I'm just playing. But yeah, he can't move, but he can move better than Troutman, don't you think? Don't you think he can move better than Troutman? Come on, man. Come on, just imagine with me. Let's let the kid we drafted in the draft play tight end. See, David, yeah, I understand, but nah, man. We need 2 of them. We need 2 of them. We need twins. 6'7" twins. That's what I'm talking about. So if the Steelers make the trade for Jonnu Smith, this is where we get involved and get ourselves a Darnell Washington. So we don't need Adam Troutman anymore. Sorry, Adam Troutman. We don't need you. Now, this is this isn't a sexy signing, but I think he would really help the back end of our safety room. You guys know PJ Locke was kind of exposed at different points last year. I have brought up Julian Blackmon on some of my free agency streams. He is still unsigned, guys. He has struggled with injury, which might be one of the reasons of why he's still unsigned. But we love Utah, guys. He's a Utah Ute, okay? 3rd round selection in 2020. Really good coverage grade, 73.5 this past year for the Colts. He started over 1,000 snaps, and I mean, yeah, he's played almost over 4,000 snaps throughout his career. This past year, as a safety, gave up 15 of 23 targets for 252 yards, 2 TDs. But guys, as a safety, had 3 interceptions in a pass breakup. NFL passer rating was 91.5. Uh, Under 100. Hey, I'll take that. He's a guy that you can deploy back there to cover, no doubt about it. And yeah, like I think that he's a fine tackler. 15.2 missed tackle percentage. Maybe that's a little bit high, but give me Julian Blackmon over De'Aaron Turner Yell. Give me Julian Blackmon over JL Skinner. Give me Julian Blackmon over Devin Key, please. What if we have Hufunga, Brandon Jones, PJ Locke, and Julian Blackmon, like of our for our top 4 safeties? I like that, and I don't think it'll be very expensive at this juncture. I mean, this past year, take a look. I mean, he made $3.9 million this year for the Colts. Maybe he'll sign for somewhere around that again this summer. It could be even less. But I guess Justin Simmons took around like 7 million or 8 million last year, I think it was. But he was also like an all-pro guy. Julian Blackmon hasn't been that. But I love that. I would love bringing in Julian Blackmon here as a rotational safety for us. I think that we already got the great corners. Fantastic depth there now. And yeah, you could cut Damari Mathis, frees up $3 million. You could use that to sign a much better player in Julian Blackmon. I love that. Okay. I love it. Now, for the last one, I'm a bit mad at you guys because I brought up a trade for Alvin Kamara that I just thought made so much sense. But you guys are saying, no, Dave, we don't need any old guy. He's not even that good anymore. Since when is having 1,500 all-purpose yards last year not good anymore, guys? When is that washed? If that is washed, what is our running back room? Man? Is it washed times like 10? Are you serious? But I wanted to have Alvin Kamara on this list, but I thought I would get a little bit more creative, right? Why not just go absolute balls to the wall? And yeah, we bring in double Achilles tendonitis himself, but still amazing, Christian McCaffery. When healthy, that's the key. When healthy, he's the best running back in the league. Don't you think so? I think so. And you might say, well, with the injuries, why would you even trade for him? Well, we got the best training staff in the NFL. We've been the least injured team throughout the NFL the last 2 years. The 49ers, and their insiders will tell you this, the 49ers don't spend on any of that stuff. They don't care about it. And it makes sense with why they're always so banged up every single year. Maybe Christian McCaffrey needs a little bit of a change of scenery. Now, he's not in terms of a cap hit, he's going to be very cheap to acquire. However, here is the one kicker with his contract. Let me pull this up. We got this going. We got this up. Okay. So here's the deal with Christian McCaffrey's cap hit. We trade him. He's an incredibly low asset for us for 2 years. 1.4 million this year on the cap. 1.4 million the next year. Then after that, he's a $17 million cap hit. That is substantial. That could be kind of crippling in some ways. Not the worst thing, but let's say, hey, we want to go right now with Bo Nix's rookie contract window. Okay. Then let's just go balls to the wall, man. Would the San Francisco 49ers in this kind of retooling that they're doing, would they take a 3rd-round pick for CMC right now? I mean, the wheels could fall off this year, next year, but why not take that chance? That's what I'm trying to argue here. If you guys don't want an Alvin Kamara, which makes way more sense than Christian McCaffrey, but I'm giving you another option right here. I would say when healthy, he's still better than Alvin Kamara. And it would be cool having the hometown kid return to play for the Denver Broncos, the team he grew up watching his father play for. I think all those storylines are really cool. The big issue right here is if the San Francisco 49ers trade him away, they're acquiring a ton of dead cap, $27 million. So, but hey, could I interest you in a Troy Franklin? Could I interest you in another wide receiver, Devon Vele, for somebody like him? I would definitely trade Devon Vele and a pick, no doubt about it, for Christian McCaffery. I don't know what pick that would be. But I assume this move is not going to be popular with you guys at all. But forget about 2027. Forget about 2027 right now. Does this move make us incredibly threatening as an offense in 2025 and 2026? Absolutely. Imagine Christian McCaffery and RJ Harvey splitting time. And when you're splitting time between these two backs, you're going to be able to keep Christian McCaffery fresh. Again, we got the best training staff in the NFL. RJ Harvey, he's not a workhorse type of frame either. So somebody that you'll be able to keep fresh as well. I really love the idea of having somebody like Christian McCaffery, a veteran, alongside RJ Harvey. Now, you might say, Dave, Sean Payton was hyping up Audric Estime. Hey, guys, I mean, I'm cool with Audric Estime as like our running back 3 or 4, man. We're trying to win, man. We are trying to win this year. I don't want to risk it having a bad running back room outside of RJ Harvey this year. Why not bring in a veteran that can add to this offense and actually make it quite threatening? So when we take a look at these moves, we go and shore up our already amazing secondary. We go and get ourselves a second 6'7" tight end to pair with Evan Ingram and Caleb Lohner and Nate Root Beer Vape Atkins. And then we got CMC and RJ Harvey. You don't think Sean Payton would want to have a CMC to pair with RJ Harvey? You know how many boners he might get for Bo Nix having those types of weapons on the offense? I think it would be great. But yeah, it's not a good trade idea. It's incredibly risky. The guy has double Achilles tendonitis, but if there's any team that can keep him healthy, it's us. It's definitely us. And that was a June 1st post trade, David. Jay, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. What do you think about these moves? Darnell Washington, Julian Blackmon, it's a safety, and CMC. Since you guys don't want Alvin Kamara on this team for even cheaper, there's no cap hit. That's a threat. Again, you know what? I'll go ahead and pull this up just for the fun. So again, you can see here, Christian McCaffery, you're taking on a cap hit. Now let's bring in Alvin Kamara. Let's take a look at his contract here. To me, man, this is just a no-brainer. We got plenty of cap space. We're going to do a post-June 1st trade. Look at that. Look at that. He's on the books for $3 million this year and only 11.5 the next. New Orleans has to eat some dead money, but they got some room with Derek Carr retiring, and they actually save money, I believe, on their cap hit, trading him away, which is great. So, yeah, this makes tremendous amount of sense for both teams, probably more than what a CMC trade would make, but just trying to get it out there, and provide a different idea. I think because of CMC's contract, you could probably get him for less because it is longer and larger, but I don't know. Maybe the 49ers don't want to take that type of cap hit later on in dead money, which is understandable. I'm going to keep an eye on James Cook. Yeah, James Cook could be a really fun back. Now, how much do we want to pay James Cook? To be honest, respect my co-host, I ain't even worried about that, man. We got plenty of cap space. Swiss Army knife is okay, but Sean wants to go younger. I think it's very clear. At least that's what we're doing in the wide receiver room, going younger. Now, a linebacker that we could sign that I think would be a nice little signing would be CJ Mosley. Now, he's in like his early 30s, but I thought that he performed fairly well for the Jets, and he had a little bit of like a neck injury, which I think ended his season last year. But CJ Mosley next to Dre Greenlaw, I think could be really great. Again, right now it's kind of a competition between Drew Sanders and Alex Singleton for that second spot. I think CJ Mosley could definitely raise the floor of the room. Now, how much upside does Drew Sanders have? Physically, he has a ton of upside. Can he read play action? Can he read the running game? Can he fit those, running fits? We'll have to see. I could see James Cook being available. Bean, the Buffalo GM, has shown he really doesn't value skill position guys unless they're trash tight ends like Dawson Knox. Yeah, you're totally right about that. Or Dalton Kincaid, I guess. Yeah, James Cook is a really good one, man. I would love that. Would they trade him in conference? I don't know. Jay, I love this. Pretty pumped. Got my London tickets. Not often is UK Bronco fans get to watch our dude. That's so exciting. I wish I could go to London to watch the Broncos play this year. That's going to be so much fun, and it's at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, right? That's like brand new, looks amazing. That's going to be a great thing to watch, and against the Jets, perfect cinema. It's going to be awesome. Kamara seems like a deadline move. It's a really great point. Because again, it makes no sense for the Saints to hold on to him during this rebuild that they're doing. Makes absolutely no sense. And Kamara's been spending a lot of time out training in Boulder this offseason. He was there last week. I think he's been to Boulder multiple times throughout this offseason because I think the Buffs' new strength trainer still works with like a handful of NFL guys. But hey, Boulder, maybe an hour away, 45 minutes away from Dove Valley, depending on traffic. So that's very interesting as well. Maybe he's had some conversations with Sean Payton. Of course, not tampering. Who tampers, right? Nobody tampers. That would be really cool to have Kamara out here. Took 4 hours to get to the tickets. Good Lord. Kodiak, I can't believe Kamara and CMC are entering year 8. I feel so old. Yeah, you're getting to that age. It doesn't get any more normal. It just continues to get weirder as you age. It really does. But man, Kamara, Harvey, CMC, if we can get just one of those guys paired with Harvey, the end goal is to win the Super Bowl, right, guys? Getting a guy like CMC or Alvin Kamara, man, those guys put you in the Super Bowl window immediately. And I'll even say this, respect my co's. I think James Cook does that too. Now, I'm not the biggest James Cook fan, but he's proven me wrong. He's had a couple really, really good seasons. And the way that he tore us up in the playoffs last year, how could you not want to go out and get a player like that? How could you not want to go get him after he embarrassed us? That was why I want to go get Darnell Washington too. He embarrassed Riley Moss. Wasn't it Riley Moss that he mossed? He's got more juice left than CMC. Again, I think he only has about 1,500 career carries. And again, when I put my video out on him a little while back of trading for Kamara, I was surprised to see some of the comments. Now, I love when you guys comment. You guys are welcome to share your opinion, of course. Half the time my opinions, they're straight wrong, okay? But I'll fight you guys on this one. Alvin Kamara is not washed. No way. He's cheap to acquire. He's cheap on the cap. Makes no sense why you wouldn't try to acquire him. 1,500 all-purpose yards last year. We all wanted Aaron Jones. Who's 3 times more expensive than Alvin Kamara right now with the contract. that he's on. And he's a year younger. I think it was PJ. Oh, you know what? Respect my codes. I think you're right. I'm sorry, Riley Moss. I think he did Moss PJ lock for that touchdown. I'm going to look this up on Twitter right now. Darnell Washington touchdown. I think Darnell Washington would be a ton of fun to acquire. Okay, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, it was PJ. Guess he didn't moss him, but just look at this, guys. Just freaking look at this. Look at this right now. Come on now. Now, this is a great preview of what Caleb Lohner is going to be doing to DBs, right? And I'm calling it right now. Caleb Lohner is going to have 2 touchdowns this year, and they're going to look like this. So why not have a second guy on the roster that can do this too and is going to be a better blocker straight out the gate than Caleb Lohner? I mean, he's just learning how to play football right now. Look at that. Look at that. Adam Troutman can't do that. To be fair, a 5'9" safety on a 6'7" tight end. And that's exactly why you go get 6'7" tight ends. That's exactly why you do that. Good luck trying to guard this guy. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. Darnell Washington. And let's just see what he did in college, man. Let me pull this up. Because I thought he was used in the receiving game a little bit more at Georgia. Could be wrong, but let's see. I'm pulling up his stats right now. Yeah, he was. Look at this. His last year at Georgia, 28 receptions, 454 yards, only 2 touchdowns. Again, they had Brock Bowers there, okay? Didn't really have much production at Georgia the 2 years prior. 2022. But you can excuse that because you know what? It's Georgia. It's Georgia. 454 yards, man. Contested catch rate was 2 of 5. Well, that doesn't fit my agenda. Yeah, his contested catch rate, it's 50% career. He's got to be better than that. But give me Darnell freaking Washington, man. Tight ends take a while to develop. He's only 23 years old, guys. He's going to be close to 24 at some point when the season starts. You don't see these guys hitting their prime till they're like 27. Give me Darnell Washington. Didn't Utah's coach say that if he had Lohner for another year, he would be a second-round pick? Man, I don't doubt it. Did he say that? I don't know, but I believe that. I totally believe that. What happens when I hit show comments on stage? Maybe it just goes over my face. Locke also trying to tackle Gus Edwards and Hassan Haskins. Yeah, that was also just an absolute mess. We need to bring in another safety. Man. We got enough room. Again, Damari Mathis, $3 million. You want Alvin Kamara. You want Julian Blackmon. You want Darnell Washington. You can bring all these guys in for under Damari Mathis's contract. How beautiful is that? You can get Darnell Washington and CMC for still under the cap hit that Damari Mathis is right now. Now, yes, you got to give up some draft capital, right? You might have to throw in, an AT Perry. I'm just playing. AT Perry has no trade value, but we might have to throw them a bone, right? We can make it work. We can make it work. We need Freiermuth if Pittsburgh trades for Jonnu. Okay, but this is my question. Respect my codes. Yes, absolutely yes. You trade for Freiermuth and you extend him. you absolutely extend him. So then you got him and Evan Ingram. He can be that inline guy while Evan Ingram's that big slot. It will be magic. Mile high magic, baby. Why would you give him up, though, if you're the Steelers? I don't know. He should demand a trade. He should go the George Pickens route. I'd rather have CMC and Washington than a SoundCloud rapper who raps about stealing his grandma's Percocet. You're not wrong, man. Yeah, you're not wrong. Me too. Even if he's got tendonitis in both his Achilles, man. All we need CMC for is like 2 years max. If Derrick Henry, Derrick Henry's his own beast, but running backs, man, they've still been productive into their 30s right now in this new age of kind of shared backfields. I think it could be a lot of fun, man. Yeah, guys, let's make some trades. I don't want the Broncos to stay complacent. Now, notice how I did not bring up a wide receiver. Maybe we should go and bring in Amari Cooper, somebody like that. But seems like Sean Payton, like what maybe David was saying, is that we just want to go with young guys. And that's clearly the case right now. But right now, while we have Bo Nix on this rookie contract, let's leave no stone unturned. That's how I feel about it, guys. So thanks for joining me on today's show. I thought that this was pretty fun. Hopefully you guys not like the new layout. I think it's cool. Kodiak, Marky, and I were trying to level up, become more professional in some sense. Would love Mr. Talks. Would Mr. Talks want us to trade for Breece Hall? Absolutely. Breece Hall is freaking amazing. I just don't see the Jets wanting to trade him. Maybe this past dumb staff would try to trade him. But, I think with the new staff that they got out there, they value having multiple really good running backs. Braylon Allen's good, but Breece Hall is the best out of all those guys. Isaiah Davis is an interesting back as well. Breece Hall is going to be that guy. Now, do they want to pay him? I don't know. Maybe we could acquire him in free agency. Breece Hall's the truth, though. I'd love for us to get Breece Hall. Give a third-round pick for Breece Hall. Yes, please. I'm going to get out of here, guys. Please go subscribe to all my friends. Shout out to Respect My Co's, Kodiak, Jay, David. Not the best trade ideas, I'll be honest, but trying to think outside the box with some of these. Have a wonderful day. Go Broncos.